So we're on the Costa Blanca, Spain, and if you want to come and live the dream and you want to apply for this most popular visa, of course, is a digital nomad. And of course, Spain is the largest amount of visas, digital nomad visas, in the whole of Europe, with over 125,000 visas are actually applied. And it's pretty easy. So we're going to go through a step-by-step guide how you can apply for this visa. You can apply for this visa and you can temporarily live on the Costa Blanca or anywhere in Spain. Of course, look at these beautiful beaches. So Spain's telework digital nomad, as I said, it is the most popular visa people are going for. And you want to come and look at these beautiful beaches all year round, good climate, and you just chill out, work abroad, temporary, and live the dream. So we're going to go through this with you. So let's crack on and tell you about this telework digital nomad and all what you need to know, and come and live and temporary work here. And of course you've got to watch the video to the end, because at the end I'm going to explain what you actually need, which is the most important thing, to live the dream in Spain, and how much money you're going to be spending. And it's aimed for people that, of course, is not in the EU, who want to come and do a bit of travelling and work remotely. But yeah, this is all what you're going to need to know if you do want to do it, and it's quite a simple process. So if you want to pursue a career working in companies outside Spain, you can do that, and you can come and live here and do this right now with this special visa. And of course, the reason why it's called digital, because it is digital. You're working on your computer and you're here in Spain working for the company, and yeah, it's all to do with technology. So yeah, we're going to go through all the criteria, what is needed for this visa. And like I said, you need to be working for a company outside Europe, and with telework authorization. You can work for a company that's actually located here in Spain, but it can't be a foreign company, and you can only do 20% of the hours of the work. And you've got to have some kind of a graduate degree, you know, proper grades, that you're actually proper qualified, and proof that you have got this ability to do that as well. And not having anybody to just turn up and go, yeah, I'll work for a company down the road in England, and yeah, I'm going to do a digital nomad visa. No, yeah, they want to see proof, and they want to see your graduation certificates and things like that. So as long as you've had professional training and you've studied in school and everything, you ain't got any problems. And if you've only got like 3 years experience in this, it's not a problem. You can still come and be applied for this nomad. You won't be turned away. Like all the other visas, a digital nomad actually allows your family members also to apply for the visa as well. So there ain't no problem there. So what family members can apply for this digital nomad? So yeah, it can be your spouse or your partner. So it could be a child or an adult can come with you, financially dependent on you. And of course, if they need you to support them and they don't have a family unit of their own. There are some other conditions you need to apply for the telework, which in bracket obviously means digital nomad. So if you're a foreigner and you actually reside in Spain, you can actually apply for the resident permit. And you can apply for this resident permit, which is has a maximum of 3 years. Even though they're saying that the validity of this visa, they're saying you've got to do it year by year. So basically what they're saying is the legal foreigner criteria is for a Spain's resident permit for a digital nomad, and you're legally in Spain, you don't need a visa. You can do this for a citizen from the USA, for example. You ain't going to be needing a visa for 90 days with 180 days. That's what they're saying. But if you're in Spain with any visa, like a tourist visa, your visa be valid during that time. So it don't matter where you are, the UK, Australia, you can apply for this visa, as long as you meet the requirements of the digital nomad. I mean, they started this visa in January last year, and it was all to get entrepreneurs into the country and get start-up investments, and of course another loophole, isn't it, after Brexit. And it's allowing you to live in the country up to 12 months. So yeah, look at all this weather, they say, and look at this beautiful beaches. So not only did it give it the first 12 months, but renewable after 5 years. But there is a minimum wage that you've got to be earning. So yeah, you've got to be earning $2,400 a month. So yeah, they don't want people just turning up here and saying they can work on a computer and live the dream. Of course, if you've got a family and you're supporting your wife, you've got to have a bit more than that, because they won't accept that. You need to prove that you've got enough money to support all of yours for a month. So the minimum is $2,400 coming in. That is on a digital nomad. And if you're a visa holder, then you're going to be a tax resident, and then of course you're going to be paying 24%. That's on an income up to 600,000 euros. But they're saying there's a double tax thing with 90 other countries, so you might get away with a bit less than that if you're one of the lucky ones, of course. So this is the important part, and this is what they need to see to get through for this visa. And we're going to go through them step by step. Prove that you are remotely working for a company, and also you've got proof that you've got financial needs that meets the requirements. And you need to have a valid health insurance, of course, no Mickey Mouse one. It needs to be a good health insurance. And also you do need, and this is the one, make sure you ain't got a criminal record. And of course you've got to stay here 6 months within the 12 months period of being here in Spain. Documents, this is the one. This is what you need, and this is all for the application, of course. National visa application. Passport with a minimum a year less on the passport. Of course, that's 2 passport photos, and of course they do need proof of employment as well. And they mean a contract from an employer or a letter to say that you've actually have got a job to start with. It says that you are going to be working remotely for this company. It's got to be showing your employer, your company, that they've been active for at least a year as well, not just started up yesterday. And of course they want to see certificates of your university degrees, so they do know that you can actually work on computers, and you've actually, you know, got a bit of digital experience, that you've been to college and you've studied, so they want to see all that kind of proof. But when you make the application, you've got to do it in person. You go to the old local Spanish embassy consulate with all the details, of course. Of course, you've got to give your full name, all your certificates and everything. Telephone numbers, emails, and what visa you're applying for. And once you've done all this, you're going to receive a link where you're going to click on and do the next step. And on that link, you're going to select the day you're going to want this appointment to go in, and face to face, of course. And then, of course, you've got to pay the fee, which is 80 euros. And yeah, once it's all going through and it's all rosy and you're going to get your visa, then it's just a waiting game, isn't it? They reckon it could be 15 to 45 days before you actually receive your visas. And yeah, they will give you a link. You can track all what's going on and follow it all along. And once the visas have all been done and they're ready to be collected, you've got to collect it within a month, because if you don't, you're going to lose them. But unfortunately, if you're one of the unlucky ones and it gets rejected, you're going to get information of why it's been rejected, of course. But it's not all lost, because if you do get turned down, you've got another chance, because you've got a month from when it gets turned down. You can appeal the process, and with all your evidence and your backup information, and then go through the appeal process. And if you win the appeal or lose the appeal, whatever way it swings, that 80 euros you paid at the beginning for the application, you won't get it back. That's it, bump. The 80 euros gone, dusted. So, and of course, if you lose the appeal, you can't come and live the dream, can you? All rosy-dozy, all going well, you're the lucky one, you've got your visa. Now when you get to Spain, you've got to do all the next process. You've got to open a bank account. First you need to get an NIE number, which is pretty simple. You can do that online, or you can get a solicitor to do it. It's not going to cost a lot if you get someone to do it. It's around about 80 euros, and you can apply and get this NIE number, and then your identification number in Spain, and everything's done NIE. Whatever you do here, whether you're buying a car, washing machine, but it's always asked whatever you do, and you do need it for a bank account. Of course, it'll be your tax number as well. But if you want to apply for all this before you get to Spain, you have got an option where you can do this through the embassy and get it all ready before you get here. And also the most important thing is when you do live in Spain, you need to know what the cost of living is and what the average expenses are. So yeah, I'm going to run through everything you'll need to know if you're going to come here, even if you just want to think about it in the past. If you're not applying for that particular visa, whatever visa, you're going to need to know what the cost of living is nowadays. And like I mentioned so many times, if we're going out for a meal, it don't have to be top of the range meal. Menus of the day out here, like I say, you get a starter, main and a dessert. And yeah, a lot of them are chucking a free wine or beer. The average price of that at a menu of the day is around €12. Unless you want to go to a mid-range restaurant where you're looking around €50. Unless you want to settle for McDonald's, $8.75. But yeah, a pint of beer is €3. A glass of wine is generally €1.50. So yeah, pretty good, eh? Your mobile phone is pretty good. You've got all these new SIMs out, as you know, the lobsters and all that, which is around about €10 a month. They give you 10 gigabyte. And then you've got your internet, your broadband all chucked in, that's €30 a month. And some of them do the TV packaging with that as well, so you get all your English channels. And your basic utility bills, like electric and all that, is not going to be a lot, because out here in Spain they don't tend to have real gas. It's all gas bottles. They don't really have a lot of properties that have got pipeline gas, so a lot of it's electric. You'll have electric boiler, and you've got your electric aircon, which you can use for hot and cold. So your usual utility bills is not a lot. I mean, my electric bill for my house, and I run a swimming pool, I mean, it averages about €70, and that's the winter. And it's in the summer, could be a little bit more because it's so hot that you might have your aircon on during the night. But yeah, around about €70–80, that's all we're paying for our electric, because we've got no gas. So that is cheap as chips, isn't it, eh? But for all your utility bills, you're averaging about $130 a month, shall I say, and that will cover most of it. And then if you're living on an urbanisation, of course, most urbanisations, they charge anything from $200 up to $2,000 a year for their urbanisation fees, which looks after pools, lights, streets, all the rubbish cleaning up and everything, making it all look pretty. But our urbanisation is €400 a year, and it gets divided up into quarters. So yeah, you've got to take that in consideration. But if you're buying a place, an apartment, not on an urbanisation, you ain't got to worry about that. You pay your normal summa, which be for your dustbins, which could be €20 to €30 a year. Incidentally, it's all shooting up in April, so yeah, it could be a little bit more. So yeah, the general council tax, as you call it in England. So as you know, you pay your council tax paying $200 or $300 a month. Well, it'd be $200 or $300 a year, and it'll cover all that. So of course, so the cost of living is going to be variable, of course, how you want to play it out, really. If you want to shop local, go to the markets, get your fruit and veg and get all that stuff, which is cheap. And you just go out for the odd meal here and there, and you've got just electric, you ain't got a pool. It is cheap as chips. It is literally half price compared to what you're paying in England or probably in other countries. Of course, the sun's out all the time. So yeah, come and live the dream. Let us know what you think about the visa today. Are you going to be applying? Let us know in the links below. And don't forget, subscribe and hit that button and tell us all about this visa, because I know you want to come and live in Spain.